Mexico moves closer to becoming the world's largest legal cannabis market.
Here's a summary of the article.
Mexico is inching closer to becoming the world's largest legal cannabis market as lawmakers prepare to debate a proposal to legalize recreational marijuana. The Senate approved the legalization of medical marijuana almost 4 months ago, and 2 months later, the Health Ministry published rules to regulate the use of medicinal cannabis. Mexico has been steadily marching toward creating a cannabis market since 2015. When a federal judge ruled in favor of importing cannabidiol, more commonly known as CBD, for medical reasons. Elizalde eventually reached out to a Mexican lawmaker who publicly supported adopting cannabis legislation in Mexico after Washington state and Colorado legalized recreational marijuana. In 2017, Enrique Peña Nieto, the president at the time, signed a bill allowing the medical use of marijuana products containing less than 1% of THC, the psychoactive ingredient in cannabis. With the clock ticking for Mexico to finalize both its medical and recreational cannabis programs, the U.S. could be left in an awkward position if its neighbors to the north and the south each have legal frameworks in place. Canada legalized recreational cannabis in 2018. Marijuana remains a Schedule I drug in the U.S. It creates some really interesting trade issues, Rudman said.
This post received a score of 49,000, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
After 20 years, as always in MX, I'll believe it when I see it.
This is a global trend in Western countries and there are now legal markets and models to follow and learn from. I get the skeptics, it was always a few years away since the 60s, but this is a much more honest step towards legalization than past claims.
I mean, cars are legal and millions are sold in the US, but it took Tesla to go to court over and over to be able to just sell a car for list price without all the bullshit. Is there money involved? Then thousands of people will always try to control and fuck it up.
Can you elaborate about the list price Tesla thing? Hadn't heard about that.
States have laws saying that car manufacturers can't sell cars directly, they have to resell through dealers that add a markup and add no value.
Yep. Welcome to America. We've got tons of laws and almost all of them are made to hurt you and protect corporations. Smells like freedom. Edit. For everyone saying, but there are good laws. When 1% of people own 90% of the wealth, you cannot make the argument good laws protect us. There are good laws. My argument is that there are far more bad laws. So many in fact that we have the hollowing out of the middle class and beginning the age of neo-feudalism. The United Corporations of America has been almost completely brought into fruition. Looks like the cyberpunk literature was right.
Actually, the dealership laws were made to protect consumers, and were actually good for consumers. There was a problem with very shitty cars that broke down immediately being sold from out of state. That car maker would have no offices in your state and you would basically have no reasonable legal recourse. The dealership laws were intended to force it so that there would be a physical business in the area where the car is sold, giving the consumer a location to bring complaints to or to have their car repaired, or even a business to sue if things really go wrong. I mean, the law that was just passed in 2017 preventing direct sales to consumers is certainly an exception to that historical context, and the ones that specifically prohibit service centers from being opened by manufacturers sure as shit aren't there to help make it easier to get your car fixed.
Well, now the dealerships have a big committee and lobbyists that are partnered with the automakers. Obviously they didn't have that back then. But things change, and in the U.S. system as is now are greatly influenced by those with the most capital.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.